Everyone wants to put their creative talents on display, and they want to make a living doing so, but oftentimes they just don't know where to start or even how to get over those creative humps. So I'm here to help you with that. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Kuchil. I'm a serial creative, and today I'm sharing with you some wisdom that has helped me to create at a high level. I've been blessed to be a creative in the world of game development, photography and videography, music production, and even songwriting. So I know a thing or two about how to help you stay in your creative bag, no matter what. You see, in this big world, I want to make sure we look out for the little guy. And why is that? Because the little guy is in all of us, waiting to make big impacts with our creativity. So for today's topic, how getting your money right can put you in a position to be more creative.
I would never cancel on my promises. Yeah. Press cancel when it's time to send. No.
I want y'all to do this test. Ask loved ones around if they've ever had a great idea to make money. And if the answer is yes, ask them what stopped them from doing it. Chances are the first answer is going to be money. But if you're like me and you believe in the good in people, their capabilities and potential and whatnot, you'll begin to try to encourage them that no obstacle can stand in the way of their best version of themselves on display. Bars! If you're also like me, assuming encouragement doesn't work, you'll slowly start paying more attention to the negative habits, dialogues, or mentality that the person has that's robbing them of their potential. What you'll likely discover is that people have bad money habits. You ever heard somebody say, that's a bad man?
One bad mother, shut your mouth.
Well, people have bad money habits. I'm people, and if you're watching this, we're all people. We can want good in others because we want good in ourselves. And the same is true in reverse. We can see the bad in others because we can see the bad in ourselves. We have all had or currently have bad money habits. We've heard some form of the people we love say that they don't have the money to start a business, which is $125 for an LLC in New Jersey, by the way. Then they proceed to spend $700 on Christmas gifts or $500 shopping because there's a sale. Right? I'm not bashing anyone, by the way. We all have our problems. We all love ourselves. But I am pointing this out because you may or may not be aware that having the money available to act on creative inspiration gets in the way of you being your best self. So my next piece of advice is get out of your own way. Life. Just by being alive. Be lifing. There's nothing you can do to stop things from getting in the way. But you can stop yourself from getting in the way.
Stop it. Get some help.
The way to do that is to outrun yourself. Stay with me. Work harder to improve yourself. More than life's random chaos is working to wear you down. And as you work harder, you begin to work smarter. You slowly go from a consumption mentality to a production mindset where you have to think like a producer. Where are the costs being wasted? Where are the costs being maximized? The issue we all have is that we think about money like this. Time equals money. So when we spend money, we think we're spending our physical lives because we traded our limited hours for money. But in reality, time does not equal money. It's actually more important than money. For example, if I gave you $1 million, no strings attached, you take it. If I said, here's $1 million, but you only have 24 hours to live, that money would not hit the same, I promise you. That proves to me that there are more important things in life than money. Like, are you right with the Lord? Are you? Jokes aside, I thought long and hard about the solution to the money problem. And no matter how I think about it, it all comes down to two things: increasing your income or decreasing your expenses. I can't speak on all the ways to increase your income, but I can highlight a simple concept. Have you ever seen or known someone who, despite seemingly winning in life, they just keep on winning? They'll have the best job, the best partner, the best ideas, and then boom, out of nowhere, they're blessed again with the best. It just kind of seems like they're a magnet for good things to find them. Have you ever seen the other side of it? A person who just can't get out of their own way? There's a simple explanation that I've come up with, and it's a tale of two piggy banks. I'm gonna patent this one. One is good and the other is bad. They're not labeled, but they sort of have different energies that persuade you to put a quarter into that specific piggy bank. When something good happens, you put a quarter into one of the piggy banks, and when something bad, you put a quarter into the other one. Eventually, one of them gets full, and when it's time to break it open, what's been stockpiling internally comes out. Whatever you sowed your seed into becomes a tree that bears more of that fruit. The person that keeps on winning, they just keep investing in winning things with their time, energy, or money. Now to make it personable, once you're fully aware of your identity, you begin to work and produce things aligned with that identity. Your income usually follows your assets, and poverty usually follows liabilities. So if you don't have the assets, become the asset. Work hard, learn as much as you can, hone your skills, be humble, be a decent person, and opportunities to make an income usually find you, giving you the ability to buy assets so that you can now make an income. One of the biggest traps of people is when they start to make a little bit more money, they start to spend a little bit more money. It takes years for the nicest and kindest and most humble people in the world to understand that you don't always have to make more money to increase your income. Sometimes you just have to spend less. Transparent moment for y'all. I went from making $60K as a freelancer in 2021 to making over $250K in 2024. And guess what? I went from $0 in rent, living at home, to a fake luxury apartment paying $2,000. Don't get me started on fake luxury. To an actual luxury apartment paying over $3,000 in rent. On top of that, I upgraded my car from being a paid-off Honda to a luxury Volvo. Could I afford it? Yes. But was that smart? Absolutely not. Rather than spending my assets, the money I saved, to generate more assets to creative business products, real estate, I was hindered by a consumption lifestyle. I could have stayed at home for free, stacking that bread, but no. We want to do things we can't really afford to impress people we don't really know with things we don't really want. Now, I don't judge. I certainly don't blame anyone for experiencing this. The odds are really stacked against us, especially if you're black. More on that in another video someday. But I always say it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. Realizing the error of your ways is the most important part of the process. When your mom told you that you couldn't get McDonald's because it's McDonald's at home, she was onto something. She was about decreasing those expenses. Go kiss your mom. I point these things out to you to say, have an investment mindset. When you think about spending money on a Gucci purse, think about how much money that money could have made you in the future. Myron Golden always says, I want every dollar that I have to get pregnant and make more dollars. We all know someone that regretted not buying Bitcoin. We all have an old head, uncle or auntie from the hood that was saying stuff like, you know, I came up with that same idea for Uber, right? So what you saying, auntie? They stole your idea.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. I'm saying.
Anyways, if you think about things like time equals money, but you also spend money as if you have unlimited time, it's a recipe for a disappointing life. It's also a recipe to wake up and realize you got half the battle figured out by simply being aware. Now, instead of $120 Nikes, how about $120 Nike stock compounded over 5 to 10 years? Let the capital gains pay you. If you disagree with me, that's okay. But remember, you're spending your future right now. It's cool if you got spare money to spend, but most people, they don't. Sorry if I seem a bit passionate. I only recently woke up from the Matrix, but now that I'm up, I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. If you're not sure about what to invest in, think about it like this. First, you want to always invest in yourself. Pay yourself first, treat yourself the best, take care of you for you. You can always pour into others when your glass is overflowing. It's kind of hard to pour from an empty glass. Fill your cup by investing in knowledge, wisdom, and growth. 2, invest in things that will generate a return on your investment. If you have a 401k, max it out if you can. You know, if you have the opportunity to buy real estate, do it. Just be responsible. 3, invest in the community, whether it's a spiritual community, a personal growth community, physical fitness, or financial community. Anything that's worth doing, I promise you, it's worth doing with and for people. And the end result of all of this is being ready. Everything I illustrated helps you to speak to a problem that is well hidden. 2 things can happen when you get the light of information such as this touching that hidden part of you. Pause. You can instantly become upset at me and mad at the messenger, or you can take all that inventory that is not going well in your life and take action. My hope is that you take action so that when the opportunity knocks, you'll be in a position to seize the opportunity. We live in a world of freely flowing information. Take advantage of it. Watch educational videos on finance and diversify your financial understanding. Create a savings plan. Pay off debt over time. Write the business strategy out. There's a verse in the Bible that goes, write the vision down and make it plain so that he who runs may read it. Habakkuk 2 verse 2. I've mentioned Myron Golden a few times, and I want y'all to know that I've watched his videos for years before recording this type of content. I even read his book too. So when this creative idea to make a YouTube channel came to my mind, I was ready to do it. When the opportunity to invest in crypto came, I was ready to do it. When the opportunity to lower my taxable income came, I was ready to do it. Because one, the money's there to do it. And two, the experiences in my life paired well with the knowledge and wisdom that I was accumulating. All in all, this was a brief conversation on money. There's so many more factors that go into getting your money right. But I just wanted to point out the obvious ones that stick out to me. We talked about identifying bad money habits. Sometimes those habits affect your ability to get out of your own way. And assuming you're able to, we talked about the opportunities to increase your income and opportunities to decrease your spending. Hopefully, this will all lead to two things: having an investment mindset and staying ready so you don't have to get ready when the opportunity strikes. All right, y'all, if you found any of this advice helpful, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more creative insights from a multi-creative.